Hey everyone, it's Alfred.
Summary.
And welcome to episode 144. So in this episode, we're going to be going over how to set up Jupyter Notebooks to work with your Matrix device. So without further ado, here's Sam.
Alright, so let's see. Wrong mouse. There we go.
Oop, okay.
Alright, so setting up Jupyter Notebook. In all honesty, I haven't used Jupyter Notebook a whole lot, so I don't know all the special features, but I'm sure there's a lot of things you can do. All I know is there's really nice code blocks, and you can have multiple, and you can stop them and run them and in like sections, and that's really nice. So this guide is just how you set it up, and then you can go from there. If you know all of the like amazing things Jupyter Notebook can do, you should be able to do them once you set this up. So Jupyter Notebook, for those who don't know at all, it's an open source web application, and you basically starts a server on the Raspberry Pi, so you can in your web browser code like live code, and you can there's like different blocks, kind of looks like this, and you can run certain blocks of code and things like that. It's really nice. It's also like a visualization tool for things, and it can crunch equations. So you should look into it. It's linked in our guide as well. Alright, so first for this guide you'd have to install Matrix Lite Python, just because in this particular guide we're using Python. You could actually use any programming language or layer. Oop, I should have opened it in another tab. That's okay. So you can actually use any other layer. You can use Matrix HAL in C++, or Matrix Lite in JavaScript. So here, I'm going to open the Python Getting Started on a new tab, and from here on we're just going to copy paste commands to install things like we always do. So first you need to install Matrix HAL. We actually have all of this installed on our Pi, but we're going to go through it just so you can see the general process. Alright, so copying this part, which is like adding the matrix repositories, and then updating and upgrading packages. This part is, whoops, sorry, I apparently didn't copy it. Copy button. So updating and upgrading. I will actually X out when it starts upgrading because it takes a while, but it also shouldn't have to because it has just recently been upgraded. Alright, cool. So then you install the Matrix HAL packages, as simple as installing app packages. We already have those, so we won't need to do that, and then reboot. So I won't reboot the Pi, but this is important because if your creator or Matrix voice hasn't been initialized yet, this step is what will flash the FPGA and the microcontroller and all that stuff on it. So make sure to reboot. Alright, so once Matrix HAL is installed, you install the Python, everything you need for Python. So you need to install Python 3 pip, because we particularly use Python 3. I already have that installed, but we'll do it anyway. And then you upgrade it. And then you can create a project folder with example code, which is, apparently
the upgrade command is the install.
Oh, cool. And then you can test the code by, there's example code right here. You just copy paste it into the app.py you just created. So we're just going to use nano because this is just copy paste, and Control X Y to save, and then to run it you just do python 3 app.py, and we have the rainbow example running. Because this can be painful to the eyes, I am just going to make a quick Python file to make it black, because it's useful to have a quick way to turn off the LEDs, in my opinion. Alright, so that, and then led.set. Or at least I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. Okay, there we go. Black. Cool. Control X, Y, and then node Python 3 black.py, and it turns off the LEDs. Alright, so now that you have Python set up, you can move on to installing Jupyter Notebook on your Raspberry Pi. So let's go back up. Let's see, so Hackster doesn't have the nice copy buttons yet, so we gotta highlight the whole thing. Alright, so these are the dependencies for Jupyter Notebook, and then you install Jupyter Notebook itself. We already have these installed. Yours will take a little bit longer, but it doesn't take that long. It just takes a couple of minutes. Alright, so quick note, Jupyter Notebook requires Python 3.6 or greater, so this doesn't actually work out of the box on Raspbian Stretch. This is Raspbian Buster, that's what we're on right now, which you can always check with this command. So Raspbian Stretch has Python like 3.4 or something, I don't remember, on it, and to get Python 3.6 you have to do some workarounds. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so starting Jupyter Notebook. You just copy paste this command and it starts a Jupyter Notebook session. It should give you a token just like this, there we go. So I'm going to copy that and paste it into Visual Studio Code to keep for literally a few seconds later. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna get to this page. Right before we do that, we have to oh, I'm gonna drink some water.
We've been sick in the office.
Yeah, I guess it's the season change.
Yeah.
Alright, so this you do from your personal computer, and it's kind of accessing the server through your personal computer, so I'll open another tab. This is our Mac, and your Pi's IP, so if you don't remember, you can use any IP scanner or network scanner to figure that out. So I think mine is 75, Raspberry. And this is normal. It's not gonna do anything, and you just click on the link right here, localhost 8888, and it will take you to the Jupyter Notebook place. So here you can use the token that you had copied earlier, which I don't know if I still have it on my clipboard. Copy it either way. And okay. So if you paste the token, you can set a new password. I'll just say password for now. Earlier I tried this and it took me to an error page. Okay. So FYI, earlier I did this on my Linux machine. Not sure if it's something specific to Linux. It took me to an error page. If it turns out that for some reason you can't set a password, in the page before, it doesn't take me there anymore. Well, in the page before, if you you can use the token as a password. If you just keep your token, you'll still have access to your same Jupyter Notebook. All right, so going to app.py, you can also make a new one. So the way this works is, so I'm gonna hold it up so you can see. You can actually, I'm just gonna make a new one. So I'm going to go back to the home page. I'll make a new Python 3 notebook. So you can edit existing files, it seems. I haven't done that before. We'll just make a new one, and I'll actually just copy the code here, the rainbow code. So the reason I'm doing it in a new notebook is that I'll show you like how to do the blocks of different code. So I paste the code here, and then this plus sign right here, you can add a new block, and I'll say like led.set red. New block, I'll do led.set black. And I mean, you can do way more than LED stuff, but this is just to show you can run like segmented code. So this is a rainbow example, run, and like the rainbow is running. And So since this has a while loop, you would have to stop it before moving on to like another segment, and stopping it is the same as like doing Control C or something like that. And then run again, becomes red. Run the code that says black, becomes black. So for these, we didn't have to stop the code because there's no like loops or anything. For this, like while rainbow is running, if you try to run another block of code that's also LEDs, it doesn't work because there's like a loop running in there, so you have to stop that block of code before moving on. But yeah, that's basically setting up Jupyter Notebook. You can play with it. You can have like different languages. You know, there's apparently other features where you can like make equations and visualizations. So this is just like the base, so you can get started with whatever you want. And then you can like rename your notebook live.py. Whatever you want. So yeah, that's about it. Just
Awesome.
quick.
Yeah,
All
easy.
right. So I'm gonna set this back to black. Cool. All right,
so
so
it doesn't
we'll
blind us.
move to this.
Cool.
So yeah,
Okay, really easy.
Really
I think shortest guide ever in live stream
yeah.
ever.
Well, maybe. I mean, we've had a few short ones.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, like if you go back, there's a few that are like 10, 15 minutes
Okay,
in that
well,
range.
we're
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Well, thanks everyone. Do we have any announcements?
not really. I mean, next week is gonna be our end of year recap live stream. So
Yes.
if you want to join, get nostalgic,
Yeah.
put some
Ask
comments.
us questions
Yeah.
throughout it.
Yeah, give us suggestions for what new stuff you want to see next year. But yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.